Predictions and Prophecies, chapter 10. Goodness and purity of heart are the things needed for this work with us. So many of your world lack this in themselves. They talk of being pure and have no understanding of the word at all. Now is the time for all of these things to be exposed. Those who are elevating themselves are to find themselves falling, and those who have been kept down are to be lifted and raised in the eyes of others, as truth at last comes out about the ways many of your people are behaving. So much badness, and much of it is seen in the work that should be the purest of all. Listen now to what we say to you, as we are to tell you the true ways of how things are to be for people who truly work for us. There is first of all to be the purest of intentions in their hearts. It is easy to see whether they have this by their deeds. Most who claim to have real purity have no understanding at all of God or his works and how these things happen. They are also the very ones who will not be kind to others, but look instead for trouble with everything they and others do. There is a dark side to this work, and many of your world will not acknowledge that. The other thing to watch for is their intent. Is their intention good, or is it about them only? Anyone working for us will have the best intentions and will only be concerned about those they try to help. Many now are to be exposed for what they are, and in ways they least expect. More and more are to be found wanting, as those of your world hear our words and look to those who teach the right ways. We are to clear the way forward now for those of your world who teach how we wish this work to be done and in the right manner, so they will be heard. They are to hear words from us that no other being can, and are to give these words to the world. For those who listen, all will be well, and for those who choose to ignore them, they are to be punished in ways they least expect. These punishments will befall them in your world, as they're to find themselves exposed in ways they thought none would ever do. Many of them are the ones who call themselves teachers. They are to be exposed for being nothing more than people who pretend to have knowledge of us, and yet who don't. For a long time now, your world has been misled by those whose only wish was to make money from those desperate to be seen to do something they are unable to do. So many deceivers, and all for greed. Greed and attention-seeking is their only want, and nothing about those who they are meant to care for. Some have done this for the right reasons, but these are not many. Most know they have no contact with anyone of spirit, yet they deceive others for a want that is deep within them to do those things. Beware these people, as they do far more harm than good. They are easy to see, my friends, as they have no real knowledge of us, nor do they have knowledge or understanding of the ones we choose to work with us for their pure hearts and good deeds towards all mankind. Why do so many of your world say they can talk to those now with us in the world of spirit? What's the big attraction to them about this? So many are doing it to say loved ones are in touch with them, but this is not true. At times they are given information that is incorrect, as they try too hard to do things they should not do. Why are so many obsessed with wanting to know what is ahead? Do they not know that for many of them the future is not a good one? Do they want to be told this? There are no people of your world who can say these things to those coming to them for help in knowing of their future. This is not for them to know, and many asking would not like to know. For all who go to them we would say this: there are things that happen to all of you in life that need to be, in order for you to learn and grow by. If you were told of these things before they occur, it would ruin and destroy your whole life. How many of you have been told of bad things to come? The people that take your money always say how wonderful things are and only of the good things ahead for you. Some are honest enough to say what might not be good, but they do not tell a whole story, as it's not for you to know. Save your money, my friends, put it away and look after it, and do not spend it on such things as these. Too many of you now live for this and this only, and it is not healthy. The ones who encourage you are not worthy of their trade, as they're not working in ways they should be. They do not work with us, as you possibly already know, but we still are aware of their deeds, just as we are aware of those who claim they speak with us. We are the ones who will one day judge them by their deeds and their thoughts. Remember this, and don't encourage them in what they do, for by doing so, you are just as guilty, my friends. Learn to live your life and allow what comes to you to come, and let it come naturally. Stop forcing it all and wishing for others that cannot always be yours. Be grateful for what you do have, no matter how little or how much that may be. Greed and want are two things we see so much of in your world now. Greed of mankind and wanting all they can see. Why are you all so greedy? Why are you all so wanting of what others have? Do you not remember the words the Lord gave you, that it is a sin to covet what others have? Yet all of you are guilty of this now, it would seem. Please, we beg of you, think about your greed and your wants. Think about those in the world with far less than you can even imagine, and be thankful for those things you do have. The more people have, the more they want. The less people have, the more grateful they are. Be as little children, my friends. Learn to be grateful and accept just what is for today, and let tomorrow worry about itself. We sorrow over the way so many of today's world feed their bodies and needs for material goods, yet forget to feed their souls. They forget it's their souls that will go with them to other lifetimes, and it's this that needs to be nourished. How many think of this daily? How many think of this at all? Some say they do, but of those who say it, many do not live it or act it out in their daily lives. Remember, my friends, we see all that happens, and by all we mean your thoughts and what is truly in your hearts, as well as what you do to be seen by others to have done. It's not always what you do to be seen by others that matters, as it's much more about what you do for good that is not seen that we care about. Some of your world do much behind the scenes for people, yet appear in public to be harsh and uncaring, when in fact they do far more than those who talk much of their goodness and kind acts. Some are recognised for their works and others aren't, as there are some who step in and take glory from others. These people may seem to be rewarded all the time, and it might seem unfair to you now. It is indeed, but wait until the day comes for you all to join us, and their reward now will seem nothing compared to what they see you receive in this world of ours. They will then see the error of their ways, and you will see the justice so often denied where you live now. Injustice is something that grieves many people of your world, as it all seems so unfair in many ways, and yes, it is. Some of what others receive for nothing or for very little is hard for others to sit back and watch being done. But let it not hurt you or matter much to you. It's only earthly goods and means nothing in the greater scheme of things. We wish we could tell you more, and yet it's something denied us, as we're not permitted to tell you of certain matters you will discover when you come to us. Please remember what we tell you, and let it help you through those times when all seems unfair. Rejoice at it instead of allowing it to sorrow or reach your hearts, as the real rewards are yet to come, and they will be yours in due time.